All right, continuing on our journey through our writer's notebook, we're going to focus today on some of the elements that make good persuasive writing. If you'll recall from last week, we learned a few terms, and I'm going to give you some time now to recall them, and then I'm also going to give you the terms so you can kind of fill in the blanks with what we learned. Idea was a big one last week, and it is the main message that the writer is trying to deliver to their audience. We also learned about content. Content is the information and facts that the writer gives to support their main message or idea. And we also learned about persuasive writing, which is writing with the intent to sell a product or convince someone to side with the author on a particular point or issue. We also read an article last week about persuasive writing. The article mentioned 3 things that are important to use when writing persuasive, and those 3 things are a position sentence, supporting reasons, and a strong conclusion. We're going to spend the next few minutes going through each of those areas in better detail. And we're going to start with the position sentence. This sentence in many ways is your statement of the idea or main message of your persuasive writing. We also call a position sentence a thesis statement. You might recall that term from last week as well. The position sentence is one statement in your introduction in which you state what the paper or the essay will be about. So essentially that sentence is a summary of everything that you're going to argue in your persuasive paper. Here's some examples of position sentences. It should be mandatory for all students to wear a school uniform while on campus. Pizza should not be served in the cafeteria because it is unhealthy for students to eat. School should be year-round with small breaks evenly spread throughout the year. Now you'll notice these position sentences are statements. They're not wishy-washy. They say absolutely what the author wants to convey as their position on an argument or an issue. We need to have these in persuasive writing because it makes sure that as the audience reads what we're writing, they can follow along and they can understand better what exactly it is that we want them to be for or against. After you get your position sentence, then you have to be able to support it, and you need to have supporting reasons. Supporting reasons are the information or the facts that you as the writer give in order to support your position sentence. The supporting reasons are essentially the content of the writing. Without supporting reasons, you will have no validity to your argument. And when we say validity, we essentially mean truth. Or a fact behind it, something that makes it more solid than just a theory that you might have. So if we go back to our position sentences, if I were to argue one of these position sentences in persuasive writing, I would need to present at least probably 3 content-based supporting reasons why I believe that position. So for school uniforms, for example, I might come up with 3 reasons like school uniforms prevent bullying, school uniforms allow school structure to not be based on social or economic class, and I might also mention that they can keep dress code a lot simpler. Those might be 3 of my reasons. Now, just because I have those reasons doesn't necessarily mean that they're valid. I would have to go and find some kind of fact or research-based fact to help support those 3 reasons so that my position sentence is much stronger. After I finish with my position sentence and my supporting reasons, I have to conclude it. And my conclusion is when, as the author, I would summarize everything that I've mentioned in detail in the supporting reasons, and then I would confirm my position sentence so that the audience leaves with some kind of fresh ideas about my position in their mind.